Live from Fox 12 Oregon, this is breaking news.
Now at 8, a busy and brutally cold morning for first responders in southeast Portland. Crews are on the scene of a fire at a church and a home. 2 people are now missing.
And with trees down all across the area, people are working to clean them up, while utility crews are working as hard as they can to restore power to tens of thousands of customers. Good morning and welcome to the 8 o'clock hour of Good Day Oregon on this Sunday, January 14th. I'm Kimberly Moss.
And I'm Shauna Parsons. We're so glad you're here. We're going to check in with Tony in a moment because, boy, the road's still packed in with snow and ice in some areas. We'll find out how that's impacting travel. First, though, Andy, people want to know, is it over?
But it will stay dry today. One of the things I've been pointing out, it's going to be warmer up at Mount Hood than what we're going to see here in the Portland metro area today. Now let's go to Tony.
Thanks, Andy. Pretty typical conditions we're seeing here. Snow packed on 5 north. In southwest Washington near SR 500, a little bit of bare pavement there coming southbound, so kind of a combination of conditions out there. We'll talk about some specific closures here coming up in just a moment. Kim and Shauna, back to you.
Thank you, Tony. The Oregon Department of Transportation is giving us a live update on travel conditions around the state.
Let's listen in.
Could refreeze. So you could get ice or black ice. So expect that if you are driving in below freezing temperatures, the roads could be very slick. Moving up to Mount Hood, when I talked to the crews just a bit ago, they're saying the temperature up around Government Camp is -1. Packed snow and ice are covering the roads. Crews are out there, they're in the blowers, so they're clearing out the side of the roads, widening them and clearing up the shoulders. They're continuing to plow and grade the roads, scrape off as much as they can. With temperatures that are this cold, the roads are going to remain snow and ice packed. Some snow flurries are expected to be happening today up over Mount Hood, but hopefully nothing that we've seen in the last day or so. We don't have any current closures up in that area. We are hearing that some of the mountain resorts are closed, so hopefully this lighter traffic means that our crews will have extra space to safely work to continue to get the roads as cleared up as they can. Be prepared if you head up to these areas to use chains, know how to use them. Still a good idea to pack an emergency kit if you're going to be traveling anywhere. Expect that you could encounter a delay or a closure, and make sure that you give yourself extra time to make these journeys. Moving down to the gorge, crews are saying it is still very cold and windy in the gorge. So along Cascade Locks area, Troutdale, they're still seeing a lot of wind and cold. Our graders were out through the night, scraping as much snow and ice off the roads as they can, and they're still actively sanding in any of the slick areas. The visibility is much improved since yesterday, and they say that conditions are relatively stable at this time. One good thing to note is that throughout the storm, our crews in the gorge were able to put salt down in layers. So while the snow was coming down and the salt went down in layers, when temperatures start to rise a little bit, this salt will activate and it will start to break up the snow or ice pack. That's a great thing. It means that we're working to get the roads clear, but it will create times of heavy slush on the roads. So the crews will be out there scraping the slush as soon as they can, but be prepared that you could encounter that as temperatures start to rise through the gorge. Yesterday in the gorge, our crews reported about half the amount of traffic that they normally see. So thank you so much to all of those that decided to stay put. This really helped keep the road open for everybody who had to travel and for emergency responders. So moving on to some other areas outside of the Portland Metro, Gorge, and Hood. Albany and Corvallis are seeing temperatures in the teens with very icy roads, and roads are slick but passable. Lane County is struggling with icy roads as well. I-5 is closed south of Eugene due to a semi-truck crash, and OR 99 south of Eugene is closed to down trees. There are also many highways along the coastal passes or along the coast that are closed due to down trees. Some of these could be closed for even days. ODOT will hire contractors to help us clean up the trees, but we're still at this point assessing the damage and seeing what we need to do and working closely with power companies. TripCheck.com is the best place for you to go to see which roads are open and which roads are closed. At this time, Santiam Pass is currently under a conditional closure. This means that there are staffed closure points and they are only allowing people over Santiam Pass that have chains on their vehicle. So if you have to travel over Santiam Pass, you must have chains at this time. Some other routes in the High Cascades are also closed. Again, tripcheck.com is the best place for you to go to see what is closed and what is open. Expect still that conditions could change. We still have really cold temperatures, and there could be another storm system here in a couple of days or so bringing more snow. So just really keep an eye out, watch the weather conditions, and expect that you will still be encountering snow and ice in many parts of the state.
Press conference from
so
the
crews
Oregon
are out there. We're
transportation, just filling us in on situations throughout the area, throughout our state after this winter storm. Of course, Tony is keeping an eye on the roads. We'll bring more to you this morning on Good Day Oregon.
Okay, we want to get to breaking news.